the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Vicki, would you be so kind as to do the
I'm happy
roll
to.
call?
I'm happy to. Mr. Walker.
Here.
Darcy. Here. Nikki is here. Eric.
Here.
Brandon.
Here.
And Paige and
The other one.
Annie. Yes, thank you. See, you screwed me up because we're sitting differently.
All right.
And Wally.
Here. Thank you. All right. Any agenda adjustments or approval? Doesn't seem to be any. Any announcements? Any community input? Hi. I'm going to take that just a wave, no community input. Okay, fantastic. Let's go to board member reports. Darcy.
I have nothing to report.
All right. Nikki.
No report?
Eric.
No report.
Brandon.
I went to meet and confer. I thought it was great. Of course, whenever I go to these things, they just make me ask more questions. So I'm still processing that, but I'm going to probably be requesting something from the administration of a report on a couple of things we talked about in the future. So,
Okay. Thank you.
yep.
Okay. My only thing is we met back with the union again. I know we're sending it back and they'll be voting again. I thought it was a good productive meeting and good communication back and forth. Looking for resolution to a couple of the final topics, so I thought it was well. All right. Administrative reports. The high school principal? Jacob, what do you got there, Mike?
We did actually have a student member who was going to come and report as well, but she was sick today. So she emailed me and said that she wouldn't be able to be here. She tried to find someone else, but no one else was available. But she wanted to bring up the band trip, which went very well. She's in band, and just how fun that was and how great of an experience that was. So she was really excited about that. And then just kind of, getting ready for the holidays. And kind of ending some of the courses. So she said it's going very well this year, but she did want to bring up the band trip and how much fun that was. And then winter activities are starting up and kind of off and running. So we had the last of our sports start this week. A few of them started last week. We have One Act Play, which starts next week. Robotics is starting recently. So they're all kind of up and running. For my stuff, band trip was also in mine. We had almost 100 students that went, which it is, think about getting your own family of, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get to go somewhere, right? Getting 100 students plus several adults to go anywhere is a huge deal. Mr. Hansen's here, he was on the trip. He was a part of kind of getting that up and running, but it's a huge undertaking. There's a reason they only do it once every 4 years. But it went very, very well. So that was a big deal. Last month talked about 2 staffing pieces, so just kind of an update on those 2. Spanish, we do have someone who's in a long-term sub-role through the semester. We have an online curriculum. Online isn't as good as in person. I mean, that's kind of something we're noticing. There's strengths to the program. The kids are doing very well at those strengths, but there are gaps to the program as well. So that's something that we're going to have to adjust to down the road. But overall, students are doing very well and kind of keeping on pace with where they should be, and are definitely learning stuff, which is important. And the other one is kind of with our special ed department, and just talking with one of our case managers today. She's like, I don't remember ever being this busy for the first 3 months of the year, and it's because of the movement in and out. I tracked, and we've actually had 10 shifts in just the high school in terms of students. And that's since the school year began. So students either moving into our district from outside, students coming back to our building from other settings, kids moving out of our district, initial evals. There's just been more than I can ever remember. So we're not really seeing massive behaviors at the high school level, but we're seeing all these shifts and changes and just a lot of the paperwork and evals and those pieces with it. So thank you, sped teacher, when you see them. So they're doing a lot of stuff. And then kind of looking ahead, we got all kinds of stuff that's coming up. ACT, Mental Health and Wellness Day, which is focusing on social media and kind of its impact on anxiety and mental health. so we're going to talk about that. We have Winter Activity Day the day before break, registration coming up. And then two things we're looking at kind of addressing as a high school, use of AI by students and providing a few more parameters on that. And then also we got some issues with our parking lot that we want to try and clean up and make safer. So those are things you'll probably be hearing about for those of you with high school students pretty soon. And then for this month's spotlight, just kind of highlighting our peer coaching program. So this is something that all of our tenured staff participate in. We have this year 9 peer coaches, some of them in the room here, who get to go and visit other staff members. And essentially they're there to help guide their reflection, to kind of guide their growth. And it's a huge deal. It's our biggest vehicle for improvement in terms of teaching staff, because once they get to that tenured point, they only see a principal every 3 years. So this is someone that they see multiple times a year that they can kind of partner with and go through that process. It's a really, really neat program. And it's something that, I'm really happy with kind of the revisions of the company. So it's a neat thing. I want to make sure that you're aware of it. But that's it for this month.
Thank you, Jacob.
Any questions for Jake? Okay. We're in middle school update.
Okay. First of all, I apologize for being a few minutes late.
You're fine.
Okay. First, student recognition and engagement. We had our second Breakfast of Champions, where we included both our Rising Lancers and Students of the Month, and we had only one family that couldn't make it. So it was again a highlight for us to have those families in and see those tears of pride as their students were being recognized. We have solidified as of yesterday our community outing where our students are going bowling to play more. We decided that week with a day and a half it would be an appropriate day to sort of mess up, if you will. So we're looking forward to that. We also tried something a little different with we usually do a middle school dance in the fall. And our new student council reps and new advisors tried like a fall fest, and we had a really good turnout for it being a little different. We did 5-6 first, and then 7-8 second. And I just want to thank the parent volunteers and the student volunteers that came and helped run the volleyball tournament. That was really popular with the 7th and 8th grade crew, but there was bags. Austri Runnigan and Natalie Elson did a nice job of trying something new. They learned a lot that first week, or that week of that. Yeah, there's a lot of details that they weren't expecting, so it was kind of, fun to work together with them. I think Michelle was a large help as well with that too. So that was a huge success for our kids and a lot of fun. The Lions Club Peace Poster Contest was last Thursday, and that was awesome. We had 3 students that were recognized there, and the Lions Club was absolutely wonderful and welcoming and excited that we were all there, and they one of the students is able to go on in the competition. So that was exciting for her, and again to be able to be there with their families was a special, made it really special. School play is this weekend. We have a lot of students, almost 70 middle school students that are involved, and I don't know how they got it done, but they did, and apparently they're ready to go. Our elementary students are coming over, and our 5-6 students will preview it on Friday morning as their first real run through, and there's the buzz about it. So we're all looking forward to that as well. And I did want to bring up the next section here is you had asked me some questions about fundraising that I sort of fumbled over last time, so I felt the need to do a little research, pay a little more closer attention, and be able to come back and share with you that we are in need of some things in the Landsmart, but a lot of our fundraising costs are going into those community event trips. We're not going to be able to do the movie. We're going to try to do that here to save some money. But I think that for what we have planned, and we're trying to be more creative in how we do that so it's not as stressful for families, we're looking at possibly another activity that is in cooperation with Student Council as well as PBIS to be able to fundraise and have a dance like at a different time, because they had a really good turnout with those proceeds. So we're being creative with that. So thank you. Staff development, half of my staff, as you know, have heard for the last year and few months that half of my staff does letters training, so it makes it really hard to really like everyone on board, here we go. But we had a very solid plan, and I want to thank Jacob and his built team and my built team for taking a look at the agenda and realizing there was a really good opportunity for our 7-12 to get together and have some collaboration in time. So it was much appreciated. Mr. Feldman's attention to detail is appreciated, and I did not plan this, so I just appreciate that, and his team for doing that. I did participate, it was a blast. And then, let's see. The afternoon focus was really important, and I think with their content areas, being able to kind of collaborate and see kind of where they're at, and they reported out at the end, and their feedback was really that it was a quite valuable experience for them. And then just a few others today at our staff meeting. Kristen Schost was honored as a student or teacher of the month, nominated by Mr. Shippey for just her positivity and commitment to doing new things, helping kids in both 7th and 8th grade this year. So she's a shared math teacher in both 7th and 8th grade due to us trying to be as, cohesive with our staffing. And it was just a joy to see her be recognized. It's not always comfortable for her, but it certainly was special for our team to acknowledge her. And then Conservation Club. Mr. Learkey had a vision that he's a guy who wants to be in the woods anyway. So he had a vision that we would start a conservation club, and he's done so, and he shared with us, I believe, he said they collected, Mr. Geneva Cole got this too, 32.4 pounds of garbage last night, keeping the trash off the landscape. So it was it's just been a great thing. He's got a max number of kids, and he's busting at the seams to keep them organized and such, but he's done a great job with that. So just a little picture of that. And then the other thing is I wanted to address this prior to the discipline report. Am I missing something?
No, you're fine.
Nope.
Sorry.
The interruption.
That's all right. My discipline at this point sort of ticks up, right? I looked to last year to compare data, and we're a little earlier than last year in terms of the month and the reporting, but I will say that is really due to the fact that those classroom managed behaviors at our tier 1 are tracked by the individual teachers, and then the PBIS team takes a look at that data and is able to say, okay, do we need to do an overall intervention in our 5th grade or in our 6th grade, or one-on-one conversations with maybe Ms. Freeman or myself in regards to some of those pieces. Now is the time where those classroom managed behaviors have become, okay, we've had the conversations, we've done the reteaching, so now we need to do a referral. You'll also notice that there might be some students that are having a more difficult time than others for reasons that have already been identified or yet to be identified, and that's why those numbers look a little different. So I wanted to just let you know that on the front end here. And then once again, just as I always do, just thank my staff for being so great. We've had some tough parent meetings lately, and they've just been really awesome, professional, graceful, and it's not only a tough time of year for our students as we enter into the dark nights and the holidays, but it's also sometimes everyone has something going on, as we know, and we want to, I just want to put a shout out to them for showing up every day and putting a smile on their face and being as patient and positive as they are. So thank you. Do you have any questions?
Thank you, Heather.
Okay. Elementary update, Jeff.
Yeah, it starts with, and I want to publicly thank Emily Siebel, who's here, highlighted the Veterans Day, which is a really great celebration that we do for our community members and veterans and family members. just a really great assembly where the kids, I think, really step up their behavior and show that they can be quiet and reverent and sing in tune. It was a great experience. So huge thank you to Emily and I think Sarah Reese is a part of the committee creating the PowerPoint with that. Our music teacher, Dane Wisco, leading the kids in song. So just a great team effort there. So there's a little more. The keynote speaker was our very own Emily Thomas, who's new to our third grade team as well. Her husband, I should say, was the keynote speaker, and he is a recently retired Marine. And he really made some strong connections to the skills he learned in school, made the connection with the skills that helped him be successful that he learned in school. So he shared a really powerful message, again, highlighting our very own Kara Moss as a soloist. And we even had a professional trumpeter who donated his time to give us taps, which was a really nice finishing touch. The only mistake was the kids clapped for him because it was so doggone good. So, because we were supposed to end in silence, and it was just such a great rendition of taps by the professional musicians. They did a very warm round of applause. Some highlights that I want to share with you about the classroom. Our teachers are about 2/3 of the way through their letters training, which is the how to do the instruction that we expect in the classroom. And I've been doing my observations focused on that to give feedback and kind of continue to reinforce the things we're learning as adults that I want to be seeing in the classroom. And we're looking forward to strong results and improved literacy scores down the road when we get some other pieces in place. So I want to highlight the great work that's happening in the classroom there that maybe not manifest in these pictures here. Unity Day was right after, it was the same day as our board meeting last month, as I recall, right? So I wasn't able to sneak that in, so here's a really great picture with guest author Dawn Quigley, who is a Minnesota native and sister-in-law to our literacy lead, Jeff Brimright. So we got her at a surprisingly reasonable rate, and she read one of her new books to the kids and really made a strong connection about friendship and kindness, and it fit perfectly in with the month-long Unity theme. This is another classroom highlight here with our very own Taylor Guile, and I think it's in Miss Hartwig's and pictured in the back as well. What you're seeing here is small group instruction that's targeted to student need, and that's something that they designed with the leadership of our literacy lead to really use materials that are differentiated to student level. And what you see is highly engaged students that are learning at their level, and we're really looking forward to like strong results because of this innovative approach. And both Carly and Kate, who are here tonight, presented to our staff about some of the things that they're implementing that is really going to positively impact students. So I just wanted you to know they're here. They were just presenting at a staff meeting just a few hours earlier. This was really helpful. And Taylor's a member of that committee, or crew as well. We've got Daryl Hampa as well, who does the win time in grade 1 as well. So they just happen to be here and happen to be part of what I'm highlighting is some really strong instruction and intervention happening in our classrooms. I think, right? There we go. Thank you. And thank you for joining us tonight, everyone.
Yes, thank you.
Any questions? Okay. Community ed.
All right. I was able to get up to the annual Minnesota Community Ed Conference at the end of October. We had a lot of really great speakers and learned a couple of things that were kind of new heading our way this year. Great to connect with other people in the from all over the state that are also working in community ed departments. One thing I did want to share is that both Jeff and I were able to go to the City of La Crescent's Active Transportation Action Planning Summit, and this has been a project through the city. It is kind of tied to our Safe Routes to School group that's been ongoing, but this is the group that's been responsible for making the improvements that you'll see on South 6th Street, which is our path to the aquatic center that we use in the summer for Kids Company. So you may have noticed there's the widened sidewalk there is a walking path and a much nicer way to access the aquatic center now. So we're really excited about that. And there's also going to be flashing beacons installed there, so we're really excited. So anytime we can stay involved and engage with this group, it's good so we can give schools perspective and be at that table. So kids company, yeah, band trip, yay! Except, oh my gosh, wiped out my staff last week. Plus, with the start of the basketball season, we were tight for staff last week at Kids Co. And then, of course, now that it's Tech Week for the middle school play, all these involved wonderful staff of mine are also helping with the middle school play. So we're already looking forward to next semester to try to ease the transition into when our college students change their schedules too. So. Yeah, I was able to get into our one of our 3K classrooms last week. It was an amazing experience. We've got a lot of our littlest learners doing active learning, and it's a great place to visit. And learning more about paid leave and affecting our community ed staff, like not the regular full-time people, but people like our yoga instructors and kind of our odd employees that just teach classes now and again, some of our part-time kids company staff that are in college, a lot of different ways that's going to roll out. But Wally's got it all under control. He and Stephanie've got it. So, yeah. That's all from me.
Any questions?
Beth, how are you on staffing with Kids Co currently? Are you up to, I know
We're-
you're having to finagle a lot, but.
We are having to finagle quite a bit, but we are, I've just picked up 2 new college students that can actually work our Monday, Wednesdays, which are our shortest days, and we're definitely stocked up on high schoolers. I can't have any more under 18 right now, but yeah, so then that's why we're looking ahead to, if I can get the college kids schedules, are they going to be able to work and cover everything next semester?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
know if we need to go out or not.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else? All right. Building and grounds.
Jason McKelvey, he is our chief custodian. That brings us up to full staff and probably since March of 2024, April 24 maybe. But yeah, we're finally got 8 custodians in all the buildings. Courtyard window and door project is completed. That wrapped up, I think this afternoon, putting in the locks on the doors across from the gym. The new storefront windows and doors down by the Fine Arts Center is scheduled to start finally next week. There was a little delay in getting some of the steel, or the aluminum I should say. The kitchen, we're putting a new water heater and water softener into the kitchen to isolate it from the main water softener and heater. There's been an issue with hardness of the water reaching that kitchen, so we wanted to isolate it so it made it a little bit easier on the equipment as far as maintenance and the length and quality of the kitchen equipment. And the outdoor facilities have been winterized, the equipment has been as well. And that's
I want to mention about the new water heater and water softener. Julie called MDE and we were able to get that through that fund, which is a big deal for some. And anytime we're able to target some of these bigger purchases and not have to come out of our general fund, it helps us be healthier as far as our general fund goes. So that I appreciate Julie calling and I appreciate MDE approving that.
Good work.
Any questions? Activities.
All right, I'm gonna hijack our meeting to start here for a very short time, but we had a really great fall on a couple activities, and we're gonna introduce some of our participants here, so I'll be right back in.
I love show and tell. I miss show and tell. I love it.
Oh, you can stay in here. All right, first I'd like to present Coach Jenny LaRue, and this is, I think, next year's captains, some of them, a couple of next year's captains, and a portion of our Class 1A section champion and state entrant girls soccer team. One of the things I'd really like to be able to do here too, and I'm going to introduce our cross country, is get a picture with Wally and the board with these that we can put on our activities page. But they had an incredible season. Started out the year playing a returning state champion, and they were up to the task of going and playing anybody, and it ended up paying off down and lost a really tough heartbreaker in the state tournament. So, you guys want to introduce yourselves real quick?
I'm Anna Wood. I'm Ella Gates. I'm Raina Kramer.
And let's give it up because they had a great. Our cross country, we had 2 state entrants this year. One of them, Morgan, is who had her wisdom teeth out. Not quite for the fanfare that Archie is here. But those 2 qualified for the state tournament of the Minnesota, the University of Minnesota golf course. And Archie had set a goal a year ago to do it. Worked hard and got it. So Archie Wolcott was one of our 2 state entrants. Of the board and Wally, a quick picture with some of our state teams here.
We sure can.
And then we'll give the meeting back after that.
You guys didn't know you were getting a picture taken.
That's all right. Come on, anyway. Now let's get this. We'll do them separately.
One, two, three.
Come on over, Archie. Girls, thank you very much and congratulations on
One, two, three.
Oh, good. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for allowing us to do that. They put a ton of work and had a ton of success, so I wanted to make sure they got their due there. As
Let's say thank you to our picture taker, because my wife's like 80 people with, so she'll take 4 minutes to take like 2 pictures. So thank you for that.
I also thank you in portrait mode. Anytime I'm in a picture, I usually go to landscape. I don't know why. All right. I'm in the process. We've got all of our parent and student surveys back from the fall sports, and we're in the process of going through our final meetings to go over the surveys and the seasons with our fall coaches. Registration has concluded, and this was as of Monday. All of our teams had started practicing. Girls basketball and hockey started the week prior, and boys basketball and wrestling started this week. We're going to run 5 levels of boys basketball, so that's a varsity, a JV, a C squad, which is like our 9th grade, 7th, and an 8th grade team. And girls, we will have a varsity, JV, 7th and 8th. Hockey, and this is one of the reasons the numbers are not. Hockey's going to just a varsity team. We're not doing JV this year. Kind of talked about with youth hockey, it was more feasible to do it that way. They had a lot of younger kids, and it just made more sense at this time to do it. Probably with a new coach and everything to get that, it just made the most sense for this year, and we'll have to kind of look at that on a year-to-year basis. And then wrestling, we got a whole army of wrestlers, and I think the final number is 17 or 18 girls out of our 42. So we have a ton of girls. We are going to host.
From what did we have last year? 2, 3?
5 or 6. I think we had 6, but 5 competed.
Okay.
So a big jump. And we are going to host a girls-only tournament here on January 3rd. So we'll try to, and every year we're going to try to make that a big thing right after the holidays and try to build that up as much as we can. We'll get as much publicity as we can for that, as that is a really fast-growing sport. And then we're going to have an activities committee meeting prior to the December board meeting.
We have a couple new things to discuss as new activities, or possible new activities and feasibility, whether it's financial and participation. There's a big push for a dance team, a competitive dance team here that I'm gonna meet. We're gonna kind of have to look at what kind of numbers we can get. In the middle school, it looks like there's a whole bunch of them. They're gonna bring me some actual numbers, but I'm gonna get the early work done on it, and we gotta see what we can do financially as this goes to add a sport. And then down the road, flag football is one I know we have a lot of support and activity in, and that's going to be an MSHSL sport in the next couple of years probably. And then they're also, the MSHSL is looking at making girls wrestling a standalone sport, which would change some of the stuff as far as scheduling and having their own head coach and different things there. So all of this stuff we have to look at financially, but we're just starting to gather some information on these, and we have plenty of time for that. But that's one of the things that we'll be discussing in our next
Coach Donovan, can I ask you?
Yeah.
On the December 17th, we have two other things scheduled. We have a 3:30 informational meeting on paid leave, and we have a 5 o'clock finance committee meeting.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, is there overlap possibly between finance committee members and?
I want to do this the week before.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'm going to send out the invitations for a week before, because then before board meeting, I want some time, because we're going to have, probably at this meeting is going to raise more questions.
Okay. I'm sorry, I misheard the date. So
I didn't give a date yet. But I'll set it up. I will set it up the week before if we can get everybody to do it. So, and I think we're going to need that time, because I do believe that we're going to get some a fair amount of questions coming out of this meeting, because we're going to have the dance group wants to come and meet with us. So it'll be a fairly extensive one. So we'll have that done the week before.
Thank you.
You got it. Okay. And then just below, we have our winter participation numbers. We are down from our winter last year. There's a couple reasons. One is our enrollment's down a fair amount from last year. We had a gigantic group of seniors that participated, like really big all through the whole year. And then we don't have JV hockey. So that's why the numbers are a little bit down from last year. We're still up over what we were 2 years ago with our winter participation, but I knew that we were probably going to hit a little bit of a dip from last year, just because of the amount of seniors that we had participating last year. And it was kind of an unusual number of them. So that's all I got. And thank you for allowing I've been in another place where that I wanted, if we have those special seasons where they qualify for state, I'd love to bring them in and get a picture with you guys every time. So
It's a big deal.
it is. Thank you.
Any questions for Coach Terry?
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right. Superintendent update.
On Monday, we'll be meeting with our Board of Education Subcommittee on Solar, going through RFP, going through updates, what we've heard on federal direct tax credit, and looking through all those types of information, and I'll keep the board updated as we go. But that's the next meeting's on Monday. Paid leave update we'll be having on the December 17th, which is our next board meeting. Right here, we're going to have an informational meeting for all of our employees, open and available. We're going to walk through some scenarios also. This is new to everybody, and done a lot of work, and I can't tell you how many sessions I've attended already on Minnesota paid leave, and I know that Stephanie and Julie have also done that. But we feel like we're in a good spot, and we feel like we can explain it to our employees so that they can make good decisions moving forward also. Snow days update, just wanted to make sure that both our staff and our community knew what was the case and what was my philosophy as far as snow days. I don't think there was anything too drastically different from before, but we gave start times and dismissal times if we went with a 2-hour late start, or if we went to a 2-hour early dismissal. And I've attended 2 sessions with the National Weather Service on just making sure that getting as much up-to-date information for them so that we can make good decisions, and of course, safety in mind, first of all there. And board members, yes?
In the past, we're told that the bus company largely makes a lot of the decision.
The bus company will give me input onto what they're seeing out on the roads, because usually they're out on the roads, and I definitely will value their input. I think in the end, it'll be on my shoulders to make that final decision, but I'll definitely take information from Ready Bus. So, I mean, because they'll be out and about, so.
Wonderful, thanks.
Yeah. Negotiations update. I had a good meeting with the negotiating team, and we'll have more news for you on Friday as far as how that goes. So, staffing comparison update. I'm meeting with superintendents in the especially southeast area of Minnesota, and just trying to get. This is more for myself as much as anything else, trying to get comparisons with districts that look like us, that are made up like us, that have about the same amount of students, and just doing that. I have one set up with a superintendent this coming Monday, and I'll be doing that, and just wanted to let you know that. It's part of me kind of getting a grasp of everything here as far as finance goes, as far as budget goes, as far as staffing goes, all those types of issues. And we are bringing back, this actually came up at Meet and Confer, and we were bringing back Finance Committee. So I'll be reaching out to the last subcommittee members who were on the Finance Committee and making sure that they want to continue to be, otherwise we would open that up to other board members, but that will be at 5 o'clock on December 17th, 1 hour before the board meeting starts. As part of that, I've asked our business manager to do a small presentation on a piece of Minnesota finance or Minnesota budget, so that over the course of time, people get, it feels like it's a mystery a lot of times to a lot of people, and we shouldn't be a mystery. It should be open and transparent. And so Julie is going to be talking about different topics we're looking at quarterly meetings, about 4 of them a year, and that'll be part of it, is to take a piece and that we think that people don't understand and explain it. So, and that is all I have for tonight.
Any questions for Wally?
Do you have an update on the bathroom project, like how that's coming along?
Kudos to you and Mandy for getting the award, too, by the way, the grant.
Thank you. Very, very excited about that. Patrick, when was the last one? We had everybody in the room. Has that been about a month?
Health and safety.
Maybe even more like 6 weeks. And could you just tell our board who all was in the room with our general contractor?
You, me, Eric.
Me, Eric?
I meant more of the, I don't know if Mr. Walker made it that morning or not, but they were all the pieces.
No, I wasn't there. I called in.
Called in. Yep.
Yes, I did. I was there. I misspoke. Sorry.
Terry Donovan was there.
Yeah. But it was more of the different groups that are going to work on the project. And once again, I reiterated to them that it is very important that we're staying within our budget, and if there are any changes to that, they're to let myself and the committee know immediately, so we can make some changes to make sure that we do not go over our projected budget.
And the completion date on this is when?
We're starting the first set of bathrooms at the beginning of May, I believe, and the second set of bathrooms will be almost immediately after school ends, right? The next week after school ends, and completion date is supposed to be in August for all of that.
Godspeed. All right. All right. Any other questions? Okay, thank you, Wally. Appreciate that. Education Minnesota, what you got?
always lovely things that our amazing teachers are doing within our buildings, but starting with Discovery Pre-K, doing a lot of fall activities. We got some leaves and parachutes, some pumpkin bowling, making pumpkin pie and cup. So they're always staying busy there in Discovery Pre-K.
Did they have Cool Whip in that pumpkin pie in a cup, I would hope?
I would hope so.
Okay, because really you need Cool Whip, but
You do,
anyway,
with
all right.
pumpkin pie you do. And then for kindergarten, they highlighted the Great Green Run and Roll, working on reading stamina, and they took a walking field trip to the fire station. And first grade, we have a lot of our first grade teachers here today. They always seem to be busy and doing fun things with the kids. And like Jeff highlighted, their topic this month is citizenship. So they were working with voting, and the students came up with the conclusion that chocolate chips were the best cookies within the classrooms. And they also got to celebrate Veterans Day, which is also a topic in citizenship. Next up with third grade, they worked on collages and helped get the garden at like the Grove Center ready for winter. And they got to work with the high school marching band to try some new activities, more opportunities, and Seago's class got to have some reading buddies with first grade. And with fourth grade, we have, again, with the fire department, they also got to cheer on the soccer team. For going to state, they highlighted the Great Green Run and Roll. And then Mrs. Thompson and Mrs. Hartwick, they worked together last year, I believe, right? And now Mrs. Hartwick is in first grade, so they now have reading buddies that they got to link up, so I thought that was pretty cool. Next for specials, third and fourth grade students got to learn the importance of raising their heart rates in PE. So the numbers that are displayed are Mrs. Thomas's class during PE. And then for art, they did some more collages and drawing centers at the art studio. They have spent time planning, creating, and reflecting on their work. And for music at the elementary, they're learning on note names and different rhythms with percussion instruments. Kindergarten and first grade are practicing singing and singing their singing voices. And then the Lancer Way, I think this was included. If parents are listening in on the board meeting, the slide is included with a QR code to give feedback for their PBIST, I believe. And then next up, we have Students of the Month at the elementary school, followed by lovely Mrs. Hartwick. She is our first grade staff of the month, so congratulations, Carly. And next we got sixth grade science. Travis Lurkey always includes his experiments that he does, and the kids absolutely love it. I think I said last month that I'm in his classroom at least once, 1 hour per day. And the kids just love it. He dresses up as a scientist. The kids get to wear their goggles, and they have so much fun. So they've been working with like water displacement and all that fun stuff. And then if you scroll, Mandy, there's some pictures that Heather highlighted about the conservation crew. Keep going. Yep, right there. So the kids, one of our teachers, Brandon Barty, wrote a thank you note to Travis today during our staff meeting, talking about the conservation crew. I think there's 25 kids that are in this program, and they absolutely love going. They talk about it every day that they get to go out and pick up trash and clean up different areas. This is the Spencer Child Memorial that they have now completed. But every Tuesday I walk my dog by the school and make sure that I say, hey, and you're doing a great job, and they're making our facilities better. So if you see Travis out and about, thank him, because he is super passionate about this, and the kids love it. So I think it's fantastic.
It looks beautiful.
And ending with anatomy and physiology, they're studying articulations and building the muscles to learn their shape, layering, and attachment points. And that is all I have for our lovely teachers with Education Minnesota.
Thanks, Val.
Thank you. Questions? Okay, thank you. Review informational items. We don't have Julie here tonight, so balance sheet and budget update are posted for everyone. We'll have more of an update next month.
Yeah, we'll have both truth and taxation and revised budget. That'll both be in December.
Okay. Enrollment is posted as well, and then we have student behavior. Posted for, well, what? Any questions on that?
Those are the only changes to the handbook?
Yes.
Thank you.
And so early in my career, when I had to work a lot with discipline, for example, it's interesting through the years, things changed a little bit. When I first started, it was chewing tobacco in the tins, and then old-fashioned cigarettes and marijuana cigarettes, and then as the years went through, deal with more vapes that just had nicotine or vapes that had THC added to them, and we're at the point now where some of the banned substances are actually coming in different types of pouches, and then lookalikes also. So in order for the safety and order of the school, to make sure that we're also staying on top of the times as far as what is out there, we added those pouches and lookalikes.
Except for caffeine as well.
That's.
Yeah, go. I'll let you go ahead.
Caffeine, the caffeine pouches have become a little bit of a problem with our 8th graders, primarily. And so it was simply we were finding them in urinals. We had told them they're not allowed, but we didn't have it in the handbook. So it felt kind of weird. We made the calls and parents were like, I didn't buy those. Where did they get those from? But they are look-alike. But because, it's still, they're not recommended for kids, but there is no regulation on buying them because it's caffeine. So just me telling parents, then confiscating, I came and I said to Jacob hasn't seen necessarily as much of an issue there. So I brought it up at admin a few weeks ago that we need to really add this to the handbook because it's.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention too, you can buy caffeinated gum right in the regular gum aisle. It's candy gum. So I mean,
gum too.
Yep.
It makes it more difficult, but like the pouches are clearly look like tobacco, those Zins.
Like the Zins.
So that makes it even, I'm not, yeah. So.
Well, the big issue is that someone could buy a caffeine tin
and
dump all the stuff out, like nicotine pouches that look absolutely identical.
Yep.
And say, well, look, it's just caffeine. And it's like, yeah, then why were you selling them then? So.
That hasn't happened.
No,
but
it hasn't.
Bring up stuff that we haven't deal with yet.
So what are the what happens if they get caught and they
we'll
get
follow
caught
the
again?
progression of discipline as per the student handbook, Mr. Lane.
Can you give a brief description of what that looks like?
I mean, given the caffeine piece and not being illegal, we would basically start with the phone call home, confiscating, which we've done, and then detention, etc. But we haven't had a second offense with the parents that it costs. Parents have been very supportive with the rationale behind them not being allowed.
Do you have the kits where you slice the pouch open and then you put it in the thing, you shake it, and if it's purple, then it's caffeine. Kind of like the Border Patrol.
I used to like that when liquid THC started coming into schools. That was very common with our SRO up in the cities. So that was like a common thing. But these patches make it a lot more difficult.
Maybe dress a service dog up, look like a canine.
Yeah.
Send them through.
I've included in my family communication for a few months, and then I took it off, and then we had another incident, so I just kept, it's a repeat. Even with links to the dangers of it, as well as what it looks like, so parents can look for it. So, problem, issue, disruption, etc., not okay, leave it out of school.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions on things we didn't know were drugs and in school? All right, moving on to consent agenda.
Move to approve consent agenda.
I second.
Motion's been made by Eric and seconded by Nicole to approve the consent agenda. Is there any discussion?
Want to pull up those donations?
Yes, please.
There's a bunch of them we signed. Did they make their way to you, Wade?
I've not seen any here. So we have, read these out loud. Caddy's Cafe for $100. Thank you very much. Thorson Graphics for $100. Thank you. Lions Club of La Crescent for $500. All these are from Blanchard Stewardship Award. We have Minnesota Energy Cooperative for $100. And the La Crosse Area Builders Association for approximately $800 for the tech ed classes?
Tools for Sales.
Okay, all right.
Jason, or Jacob, do you go out and ask for those for the
For
stewardship?
the stewardship, I do, yes. Tools for Schools, that's through La Crosse Builders. They, every year, have this event. And schools can submit for, hey, here's a need that we have, and then they go through and approve on a criteria basis. So, yeah, they got a few different things that they donated to us for that event this year.
Well, thank you for that work.
Yeah.
We've got on a lot of boards that are constantly asking for donations. It's tough.
Okay. Any other discussion on the consent agenda? Okay, we'll proceed to vote on the consent agenda. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Consent agenda passes.
I'll say this too, I attended the first Wall of Excellence. I thought ISD 300 did an excellent job. It was very well attended by the community, and that was an enjoyable evening.
Okay. Action items? We have none.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
The motion's been moved to adjourn and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No one ever has. Motion to adjourn the meeting has been approved.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.